Hi, everyone. It's Diane Evans with stampinwithdiane.com. I'm an independent Canadian Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the interior of British Columbia. So, welcome to my YouTube live or my Facebook page live. I really do appreciate that you do join me. Remember that if you are joining me through YouTube, that what you want to do is you want to subscribe down below, hit that bell, and you'll get notified immediately. So this is part of my Wednesday. This is my Mystery Wednesday. And basically, this is where I pick three things that you will probably have in your studio to create these different cards. So before I go down to a lot of that different stuff, I just want to go over some stuff with you. Remember that this is part of a live. So if you don't like me talking with different people, that you can just scoot on by there. I do want to talk about this starter kit special. This has to be one of the best that's been out there. If you live in Canada, you could join my team. And we do lots of different things. But I just hope that you can see that what a great offer this is. So basically, you get not only $165 worth of stuff for $135, but you also get an additional $112.75. So that's huge when it comes to different savings. Then plus immediately, right as soon as you do start, you save 20%. And there's a possibility of getting more than that 20%, but we would reach out and talk about that. But other things that you could actually get in on or when there's a special, you also get your discount off of that special amount. And that's really kind of important. I do want to also show you a certain page that's in the catalog here. And this is the Labeled with Love bundle and the Keeping Tabs bundle. These are two bundles. Hello, Dolores. Oh, I know, Dolores. I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh, my goodness. Anyways, getting back to this, these two bundles come either with dies or a punch, and I'll show you what that is. So on this particular one, this Labeled with Love, it comes with the punch, but you could also opt to get the bundle that goes along with the dies, which are 3 dies. Now, there's a lot of advantages to getting these dies, and I'm going to kind of explain that as I go along, what those advantages are to the dies as opposed to the punch. Personally, I like the punch, and the reason I like punches is because it's fast and it's quick. So the clues today for the mystery challenge was a birthday, a punch. So we are going to use the punch today, and also texture. And we're going to use some texture. And what's the best way to get texture in a card is usually either with embossing paste, or with your embossing folders. Lots of other ways you can get texture. We're going to add a little tiny bit more texture on there, but we'll see how this goes on this particular card. All right, so let's get started on this. I decided to use probably my favorite color. Well, one of my two favorite colors. I like the Petunia Pop, and I also like the Summer Splash. So today what we're going to do is we are going to use the Petunia Pop. We're going to use this stamp set. And the thing that we're going to use, this embossing folder, and I don't even know if you've even noticed this embossing folder. It's one of those ones, it's kind of a kept secret. I always say some of these are kept secrets. And it happens to be this one here, and it's called Cute Crochet. And yes, I can see the crochet on here, but I really like this for certain textures. And I think this one works really, really well on this particular card for the textures on there. Okay, so what we are going to do is let's see, I have gone ahead, and this is 5.5 by 8.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. So we'll just go in, fold that in. Hello, Jeanne. And we're just going to go and fold that and get a really good score line there. And then I went, and this is, I actually could use this side. Well, we'll decide what side I really want to use on this. But this is from the Unbounded Love. And it's beautiful designer series paper. And I've run it through with this embossing folder. Hello, Dorothy. And so that's what gives the texture to this particular card. But I want to show you that we can add extra texture. Now I have just a plain, this is a painter's sanding block, and all you can do is just take this, and by sanding on here, you're actually you're taking off some of the paper, and this paper is white cord, so it tends to give a bit of a different look on there. Now, originally when I did this earlier and tried this with this embossing folder, I used proper sandpaper, and that's okay, but I can't find where I put the sandpaper. So anyways, we will go ahead. Whoops. And you got to be careful because you could rip this, which would add to more texture. But see how it just sort of pops that up. Now on this side, I can go ahead and do the same thing, and it's going to pop up the opposite side of it. So because I don't know which one I'm going to go ahead and use, I'm just going to come in with this and do both sides. And just sand that down. And that gives me the texture that we want on this particular card. Now this is a 3D embossing folder. Now you're going to get, if you use proper cardstock, you get a deeper embossed thing than what you do with others. So, all right, so we're going to decide whether we're going to use this side or whether we're going to use this side on there. Okay, now just to show you, there's so many different elements that you can do with this. We've got two-step stamping, some two-step stamping. Enjoy today, you're loved. It's got some really nice, I love this happy birthday that's on there. All right, so I also used this embossing folder, and I went, and this piece is 3 3/4 by 5 inches, and I went and I embossed on this one. Now this is where I'm going to come in, and I am going to go straight in, sort of center this, and we're going to punch that out, and we're going to do the same on the other side. And then that kind of gives us a frame on there. I found that it was kind of plain when it was just on there, so I thought this might be a little bit better on there. All right, so this is, like I say, this is how this would go on here. So if we decide we want to use that side, we could go ahead and use that side, or we could go and use this side. And I think I'm probably going to go ahead and use this particular side of it and just use it like that. Now I've got these, I can use these for something else, but I do have some extra pieces here, and this is a photopolymer stamp set. So I'm going to use my paper piercing mat, and I'm going to, let's see, there is a frame that goes around our this part here. Now I always find that it is easier to stamp than punch. So we're just going to go in, and this is with the Petunia Pop. I'm just going to come in and put this here, and then I'm going to stamp the happy birthday on there. And by doing it this way, I am making it so much easier for me to go ahead and punch that out, or you could die cut that out depending, but today's thing. But see how that makes it so much easier. If I went to try to and I'll show you this, I went and tried to line this up, and it doesn't line up as well. So that's why you stamp first, then punch, and it just makes it so much easier. And see, at this point we can go in there and put that there, and it adds a really nice variety in this particular card. Now, just to show you with the dies, if you are wanting to have it where your dies are going on a piece like this, and you want it so that you have 3 of them here, you would definitely use the dies because you wouldn't get your punch in this far up to this part. So that's where the dies are an advantage. But if you're not going to do something like this, you aren't going to have to worry about it. So that's where I say the dies are really good. I find it's much quicker, especially for classes, that sort of stuff, but it's so much easier to go ahead and stamp and then punch, because to line this particular stamp up is really difficult on here, even though it's photopolymer. All right, so we have that there. Now we also have this beautiful butterfly, so I thought I'd stamp a couple of these butterflies on here because we're going to decorate the card. And like I say, I'm using the petunia pop. And I could go in, if I was going to use the other side of this designer series paper, I'd probably come in with the summer splash and probably go ahead and do the butterflies with the summer splash and some with the petunia pop. But I think I'll just go with it on this side like this. I'm thinking that's the one side that I like there. All right, so let's go here. And I'm coming in with my pretty in pink. Oh, I just found my sanding. And I'm just going to actually come in here. And this is a 2-step. I got to move it to such a spot that I can see it. Now, at this point, this is when we would wish, see how that'll work on there. We would wish that we have a punch for this, but we don't. So guess what? We're going to have to fussy cut that. Now that kind of goes, I'm going to try something else here. I'm going to try these here because I think with using that other side there, I'm thinking that it's not going to quite look right on there. I could leave these butterflies without this part on there. Let's see how this will work. If I come in here with this petunia pop, stamp this one off, and let's see how it would look on here. Because I think that makes it look quite yellow. Yeah, that's better. So we're just going to go here. We're going to stamp this off. Oh, doesn't that look kind of nice too? So stamp this one off. And that'll go better with the monochromatic card. Just like that. There we go. Now we've got a whole pile of butterflies that we can do for later, that's for sure. Now, of course, we're going to want to do something on the inside. So I think I'll just come with this butterfly and do the same thing. We're just going to put one in there. And I'll come in with this, stamp this off, and then we've got this for the inside of the card. Just like that. Yeah, anytime there's any kind of a punch is when I really, really like to see the punches. All right, so then we'd have to go and let's go ahead and we're going to have to fussy cut those out. And if I had done this, I had those fussy cut already, but guess what? I didn't do those, so I decided that we'll go and just change that up. But this won't take very long to fussy cut. So just remember when you go and fussy cut that all you want to do is just go in, leave your little base around there, and remember to move the card base. So what are you thinking of this? This is such a neat one. I think there's lots of opportunity with this one. I think this is more of a mix and match. I think this is one stamp and punch that you're going to mix and match with a lot of the other ones, a lot of the other stamp sets in there. All right, so when we come in here, I want to put that on there, and I think I'll pop that up with dimensionals. And let's just go ahead. Now, this is going to have happy birthday on it. I think this will go good here. Let's put one there. And see how that's going to kind of start looking there. Now we could have turned around and possibly stamped the butterflies directly onto this border there. But let's just do this. And this would be kind of nice on the other side, like I say, and then we could have done a multicolored butterfly on there as well. So let's just quickly do that. And then now I know I have, whoops, you know what? We're going to have to put it on that side because I've got ink on that side. We have to cover those things up, right? I don't know. I find with these ink pads, a lot of times they're really, really juicy to begin with. And you get ink on your hands and it just transfers right to your white paper. So we don't want to do that. So I'm anxious to see, don't forget that from the group down below is submit your mystery and your sketch challenges in. I do give away for people that live in Canada. I give away some product. And if you live outside of Canada, I give away a tutorial on there as well. So, I mean, and it's just a random draw. So anybody could win, right? All right. So let's just go ahead and start putting that together. Like I say, pretty simple card. We're going to put this down here. Really like that, this paper. And like I say, it's the paper from the Unbounded Beauty. Now, this is cut just 1/8 of an inch smaller than the rest of it. And I'm just going to come in and we're just, I could do it on this side and then I wouldn't have to worry about that ink. Well, you know, it won't matter because I'm going to cover it up anyways. So we just want to pop this frame up. It is very pretty designer series paper. And the Unbounded Beauty is what I'm using for my, I think it's one of the monthly classes, I think, at this point. So I'm just going to come in with this, take this off. But like I say, you can get this one is either in dies or punches, depending what type of a stamper you are. I do like my punches, especially like I say for classes. You know what? I'm going to put that on that side because I want that butterfly there. So this is just going to go there. Let's go ahead and put this. We're going to put this happy birthday on there. And, you know, we could even do it where it's off-centered a little bit, but I think I'm just going to leave it. And I'm just going to put a dimensional on either side of there because we're going to go on either side of this. And pop that up. Just like that. Petunia pop is so pretty. All right, so we're just going to pop that up. So we're going to put dimensional on this side and glue on this side. So see, we had ink there, but we've covered it up. And then let's go ahead and put these here as well. So just put some here because this is popped up, and then we'll glue on this part here. Just like so. And then this is going on this side. You know, we don't even need that to go directly, so I'm just going to put that there. It is Lorraine. I'm going to do it there, so I'm just going to put a tiny bit of glue on there because we don't want that coming off. Just like that. Let's go ahead and put this on the inside. And pretty simple. This lends to simple cards, stamp, ink, and paper, and the tiny bit of that embossing on there. So the clues today were punches, happy birthday, and texture. So I'm excited to see what you're going to do with that. Now, I really like these resin dots with this, so I'm going to come in with my resin dots. And let's just go ahead. This here. And then we can put another one of these ones. Whoops. Right down there. So, simple card, but it just shows you how simple that you can make something like that with this labeled with love and the punch set as well. All right, so if you like that, give me the thumbs up, share my video. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget, you only have a couple more days to get in on that starter kit. And it's such a good deal. Even if you just sign up, just get your designer series paper and, you know, sign up for the discount and just stay there. Ah, hello, Marie. Awesome. Okay, so what's going on? So tomorrow is part of my Now What series. Going forward, we're probably going to be changing that a little tiny bit, where we're going to change up our Thursday nights just a tiny bit. We might change it up throughout the month. And then on Saturday, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing our sketch challenge. Very simple, very, very simple. And it adds a bit of texture. You can see where I've rubbed off with that, the sanding paper on there. All right, you guys, remember to give me the thumbs up, share my video. Remember, if you do live in Canada, I'd love to be your demonstrator. If you have any questions at all, reach out. If you have any suggestions for me, what you'd like to see me do, I will definitely go ahead and do that. I do have somebody that's put out a fancy fold card that's quite the challenge, so it should be interesting. All right, you guys, remember to create because it's great for the soul. Bye for now.